Welcome back to Let's Play Ace Combat Zero, Mission 11. We'll see you after the briefing.
The Belkan forces are beginning to take flight. The industrial city of Hoffnung is crucial to the enemy's industrial strategy and the heart of its war productions. The Allied forces have decided that all Belkan war production must be stopped to expedite the end of the war, and has requested our participation in this operation. The operation will primarily involve the bombing of ground facilities by the Allied forces' bombers. Your mission is to support those bombers and attack enemy facilities. We have achieved near total air supremacy over the target area, but don't let your guard down. There may still be sporadic resistance.
Well, this seems easy enough, doesn't it?
Yeah, looks pretty straightforward.
So, once again, I do have another new guest with me. Feel free to introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Cirvante, and I'm a huge Ace Combat nerd.
Indeed he is. So, yeah, looks like just a simple bombing run.
Mm-hmm. Everything seems to be on the up and up.
So yeah, this is one of these missions where we finally get to actually use the Canon F-15C, the one that actually has, like, the paint scheme that shows up on all the advertising and the game color and whatnot. So, yeah, we're gonna be sticking with that one for a while.
Yay, we're finally lore-friendly.
Yeah!
This run is now officially canon.
Yep. We have become the Demon Lord.
Golem 2 to all units. I've confirmed a burning city up ahead. That must mean the bombing started.
Cover the Allied bombers. Eliminate all ground and aerial threats.
Let's move.
So, I said this a little bit earlier, well, technically today, but when this video is going up, it will be much earlier in the thread, that Ace Combat 2, or sorry, Ace Combat 0, more or less turns into World War II. This is the part where it starts to happen.
Oh, yeah.
Turn it to ashes. That's not enough. Drop more bombs.
Yeah, looks like our allies are getting a little bit too fired up there.
Yeah.
They're just tossing bombs all over the place.
Basically, this is where the phrase, Osea is not the good guys, really starts to come into play.
So, who wants to commit some war crimes, huh?
Yeah, it's, at this point, it's basically, on a scale of 1 to Martin Walker, how far are we going here?
Pretty far gone, I'd say. This, in keeping with the World War II parallels, this is basically mirroring the bombing of Dresden by the Allies. Where this time we're, like, way past, like, strategic bombing and all the way into, like, total spite and revenge. Like, they said it at the briefing right at the beginning of the mission, like, they don't care about precision so much as blowing everything up.
Yeah, like, ostensibly this is about crippling Belka's manufacturing and weapons development capabilities, but, you know, we go past a couple of factories along the river, but the main target is the city up in the north.
Yeah, at this point, Osea and company are basically well into fuck Belka mode.
Yeah. And so once again, we have another little optional mini-mission here. We've got a pair of F-15Es that are harassing sort of a flight of bombers, or a squadron of tanks, actually, that are on the ground. And if we go and take these guys out, we will make a little bit more money, and if not, well, nothing really bad happens in the mission. But, you know, still, it's always nice to help out because we are playing in Knight Ace style.
Yeah.
Mercenaries. Well, we appreciate the help. We'll be moving on.
That's another thing, like, this mission is basically a killing for mercenaries, because most of the targets here are actually yellow.
Yeah.
in keeping with the theme of this mission.
Like, and yeah, you can see, like, the columns of smoke just everywhere.
Suddenly increased. All units. This is an order from Operation HQ. Abandon Hoffnung. However, do not retreat until all facilities are destroyed. Leave them nothing. That is all.
Jesus.
And this is where the clusterfuck starts getting interesting.
Mm.
Not only are we bombing the shit out of their infrastructure and out of their city in general, but now they're going all scorched earth on us and blowing up their own infrastructure.
Yeah, because, you know, OC is pretty good at it, but really, no one does self-inflicted damage spite quite like Belka does.
Oh. Yeah, pretty much. Which, again, is kind of in keeping with the whole Nazi Germany parallels they have going on.
Yeah.
Burn down the entire city. Set fire to the buildings on your way out.
Yeah, it's like, Jesus Christ, you people.
Like, yeah, this is really the part that hammers home that there are no good guys in this situation because, yeah, Osea doesn't really care that much about civilian casualties, but then again, neither does Belka either.
Mm-hmm. What's even more ironic here is the name of the city, like, Hoffnung is actually the German word for hope. So
Oh.
yeah, we're basically, like, burning all their hopes and dreams right here.
God damn it. Thanks for that one, Project Aces.
Yeah, subtlety was never their strong point.
And I think it only gets more ham-fisted from here.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, probably 5 is their most ham-fisted game.
Oh, yeah,
And-
most definitely.
Yeah, and, like, in a lot of ways, like, sort of 0 was sort of made as sort of, like, I don't want to say, like, as a response, but more or less a form of, you know, self-parody or, like, you know, just an inside joke that, okay, yeah, maybe we probably went a little bit too heavy-handed with this. So that's why you get a character like PJ, who is, you know, the dogged idealist, like someone who would probably be on, like, the Rosgrease Squadron if this game was set probably 20 years later, and yet he's shit upon from great heights by everyone in the game.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, it's gonna become evident once we do Ace Combat 5, but in a lot of respects, this game is an improvement over it.
Hmm.
The city's going up in flames.
Yeah, like, this is pretty much as close to the perfect Ace Combat as you can get. Because, you know, they... Yeah, see, like, just what Pixie said there, yeah, basically, you know, PJ has a point, but at the same time, you know, this is sort of like a, like, definitely a knee-jerk reaction to the reception that 5 got in terms of its preachiness.
Detected an unknown craft on radar. The blip is barely visible. It may be a stealth.
And note what Pixie just said. Like, right now there is no Geneva Convention equivalent here in the Strange Real.
Hmm.
I don't think they ever made one, actually.
Like, the closest they have, like, they have a UN analog, which is called, like, you know, the, like, I think the Assembly of Nations or something.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just as toothless and powerless as the real UN is in real life. And, oh, here's something interesting. We're actually fighting, mission-critical F-35s for once.
Yeah, like, this is the first time they show up in this campaign, isn't it?
Yeah, like, this is really the first time that they show up, in-game or in the series at all. Like, actually, no, they're probably... I know they're in 5 as a playable plane. I don't really know if you encounter them as enemies all that much.
You do, actually,
Oh,
near the end game.
mm,
That seems to be a constant theme, actually, in these games. Like, the new future planes usually show up, like, at endgame.
yeah, because, like, I know there have been, like, we've seen it in the assault records for previous updates, but there have been, like, specific aces that have flown F-35s, but this is the first time that they show up in a manner where you have to shoot them down.
Right.
And, of course, you know, seeing as how this game was made back in, like, 2005, 2006, this was back in the time when the F-35 was still basically just more or less concept work, and, like, who was it that made the F-35 again? I'll definitely have it
Lockheed
by the time.
Martin.
Yeah, Lockheed Martin, yeah. Like, I was gonna say, I'll definitely have it up by the time I put the post together, but, yeah, this is back in the time when the F-35 was basically... It only existed in Lockheed Martin's press publications. Like, oh yeah, it can do all these amazing things, and then it turns out, once it's actually built and test flown, yeah, no, not so much.
Yeah, don't even get me started on how the F-35 is an utter train wreck of procurement.
Oh, trust me, like, the Canadian military, or the Canadian Air Force, is still trying to figure out how to salvage its F-35 purchase and somehow basically build an Air Force around a group of, like, severely overinflated, price-gouged, barely functional, carrier-based jets when we have no fucking aircraft carriers.
Yeah, pretty much, but then again, the F-35 is honestly a weapon of economic war, to be honest, because right now it's as much a tool to be wielded against our allies as it is against our enemies. Because the US kind of likes to throw its weight around and basically bully allied countries into buying F-35s over other comparable foreign military hardware by threat of trade sanctions, which is why you see that Canada and England didn't go for, like, the Eurofighters or Rafales.
Yeah, like they're still trying in Canada to press like the Canadian government to go for the Typhoon over the F-35.
Yeah, and to be fair, the Typhoon is a really good plane by virtue of it actually working. Even if it is ultimately just as much of a hangar queen as the F-22 or the F-35.
Yeah. I don't know, well... At least the F-35 looks cool. Like, you can't argue that point.
Yeah, and honestly, if they had tried to stick to a single role, or hell, at least if they'd only removed the Marines out of the equation entirely, we could have had, like, an actual decent working plane. But this whole trying to make it a jack-of-all-trades plane ended up hurting it in the long run, design-wise.
Yeah.
Like, I think the F-35C version, which is the one we're seeing here, it's the Marines version, the actual plane only has, like, a 300-pound operating margin, so you can't even really load it up or upgrade it too much into the future because it's gonna be overweight and not be able to take off properly.
Yeah, because, like, this is the carrier version that we're facing off against, right? Which, again, even in Ace Combat, like, right here, makes no goddamn sense because we're as far landlocked into Belka as you can possibly get.
Yeah.
So I don't know where the hell these things took off from.
It's especially funny because the F-35 has basically shit for range in real life. So even if it were launched from a carrier here and were otherwise capable, like, it wouldn't be able to get here without running out of fuel and crashing.
Let's just pretend there's a big giant lake somewhere south of Dinsmark, and they just launched from there.
Yeah, like, if there's anyone that would totally run like a lake-based carrier, it would be Belka.
Yeah, no, but at this point, Belka would probably whip out, like, the fucking helicarrier from the Avengers. It's like, yeah, we totally have one of these things in 1995.
Sure, seems legit.
I mean, we just got done taking out their big fuck-off chemical laser in 1995.
Yep.
Oh,
then again, be careful what you wish for. Who knows what kind of crazy shit we'll see in 7.
Oh god, I'm counting on it. Like, the trailer has a goddamn space elevator in it, for God's sake.
And a drone carrier.
Yeah.
A propeller-based drone carrier, no less.
Yeah, well, don't worry. We'll get to 7 eventually, by hook or by crook.
Yeah,
And-
pretty much.
Oh
But-
my god, this fucking EA-18. I hate it. I hate it so fucking much. I've been
Yeah,
trying
like
to kill
this-
it for the last 10 minutes.
This AI is kind of a cheating bastard.
Yeah, and this is on normal. This isn't hard. This is normal.
It's like you're tossing all your QAMs at it, and it's like, nope, screw you.
Yeah. I have the strongest jamming device known to man.
Jeez, finally.
God. 1 QAM left, 5 missiles. And I'm at 84% damage, another hit from anything, and I am dead.
Thankfully, the supply line exists in this game.
Yeah. It's like, Cypher, you keep bringing your plane back full of holes. What the fuck's going on up there?
Down all Belkan fighters.
Ignore the civilians. Our priority is withdrawing the troops out of the area. Abandon Block D. Join up with 5th Company from Block C.
Don't leave anything behind for the Allied forces. Mission objective fulfilled. All units, return to base.
Damn them all.
Nobody knew why they were fighting anymore. All I felt at that point was sadness for the world. That's why I...
Well, that doesn't sound ominous at all.
Nope.
Pursued by Allied
Also,
forces,
ignore the fact that I
Belkan
have
forces
$3
have
million
taken flight,
here. This is from
abandoning
the
Hoffnung.
cheat file that I used
Without
because
military
I had to
production
skip
capabilities,
ahead in time
Belka is in a bind.
because
We were
Serb is
also
actually
able to
going away
confiscate
in the next
samples
couple of
what
days, and I won't have him
experimental
for
weapons from the
when this video is
abandoned
actually going to be coming out,
before
so,
Belka had
you
time
know,
to use them.
whatever.